Hey y'all, welcome back to Farmhouse Cooking in the South. I hope y'all are doing good. We're doing good here in Alabama. And I was getting ready to cook dinner and I just wanted to get on here and show you guys what I'm cooking today. So I'm going to start out with some home fries. And I'm going to be making a special dipping sauce, and I'll let you know later on when I put these in the oven what I'm going to make with it. So I started out with 2 potatoes. These are about regular bacon sauce potatoes. I've already got one cut up in my cold water. And I was going to go ahead and cut this one up to show you how I cut them. I leave the skin on because we like the skin on the potatoes. So I just cut one end off here. And then, because what I'm going to do is just cut them where they look like fries. So you don't want it too thin, but you don't want it too thick either. Just going to cut these down for you. Be careful when you get to the edge and don't cut yourself. So I'm just going to take these middle pieces and just leave them stacked together, and I'll just cut it in strips. Now I did wash the potatoes good to get all the dirt off. So I'll probably do 4 cuts. And these outer edges where the skin is, those will just get nice and crispy on the edges. So I'm going to drop those in my cold water. And then usually on the edges, on the outside of the potato, you just get about 3 cuts. So this is 2 potatoes. It's just Wade and I, me and my husband that's going to be having this dinner, so I only did 2. 1 potato per person is about what you would want to cook. So what I've done is I've put my potatoes in some cold water. And I'm going to let this soak for 30 minutes. Every now and then zhuzhing it around. Just take your hands and kind of zhuzh it around. You can already see some of the starch coming off of it as I cut it. So I'll let this soak for 30 minutes. I'll drain this water. I'll add some fresh water to it. Let that soak for 30 minutes. I'm going to do that for 3 rounds. Okay? And that'll just help get that starchiness off, and it helps the potato be soft and fluffy in the middle, and the outside get crunchy. So I'm actually going to cook these in my oven air fryer. Okay, I don't have it preheating yet because when you cook in the air fryer, you don't really have to preheat it. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get these to soak, and then when I come back, when these get done soaking, I'm actually going to put them out on a towel, and I'm going to pat them dry, and I'm going to leave them out on the towel for probably for about 15 minutes so they can come air dry naturally, because we want as much moisture off of them as we can get. Now, it seems like a long process. It's really not, because you can be preparing other stuff while these are soaking, or, you know, doing some stuff around the house while these are soaking. So I'm going to put these on to soak, and then once I let them air dry, then I will show you what I do to them next. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I have done 3 intervals of 30 minutes soaking for the potatoes. Then I drained them good. And I put them out on this towel, on a paper towel as well. And then I patted them dry really good. Flipped them over, patted them dry. And then I let them sit for about 15 minutes to air dry. If you've got time to let them sit longer, you can. Even if you've got, you know, time to let them sit in the water for more than 30 minutes, you can do that. I just didn't have the time. The more you can let the potatoes soak to get the starches out and just keep repeating that, the better it'll be. It just depends on how much time you've got on your hands. But I didn't have that much time, but 3 intervals for 30 minutes. I've already patted them dry, let them air dry. So now what I'm going to do, I want to show you what they look like. They're not real thin, not real thick. Then here's one with skin on it. They'll just be really fluffy on the inside and crunchy and with brown tips on the brown edges on the outside. So what I'm going to do is put these in my bowl. I've obviously washed and dried my bowl. You want these as dry as possible because, number one, it helps the olive oil stick, and it helps your seasoning stick to it. Now, you can use a regular oven if you don't have an air fry oven, and you can cook them for like, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes depending on your oven, you know, at 375 or something like that. You can deep fry these if you want to. I just try like to be as healthy as I can when I can. But we love these air fried in the air fryer because they get crunchy. They're soft in the middle and they get crunchy, but you don't have all the added fat to them. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add a couple swirls of extra virgin olive oil. You can use virgin olive oil, whatever oil you've got. That's probably more than, you just want to coat. You want to coat your potatoes. So I'm going to give that a little mix around and get all the potatoes coated in the olive oil. You don't want to drown your potatoes by any means. You just want to get them good and coated. So I did go ahead and cut my air fryer oven on to 400, just because I'm getting ready to put them in there. If you do them in a regular oven or a regular oven temperature, you can preheat it so it can come to temperature before you put these in there. So I think that's enough olive oil. So what I'm going to add to this is some seasoned salt. I don't have a measurement, y'all. A lot of my recipes, I just eyeball it, whatever we like, and this is just 2 potatoes, so it's not going to take a whole lot of seasoned salt. And I use seasoned salt because to me it's more flavorful than just putting regular salt on there. So, I don't know how much is in here, but just a few. Just kind of douse it a little bit. And, use your judgment. It's trial and error if you want, but that's probably not even a quarter of a teaspoon. You don't want them real salty. The dip I'm going to make is going to be a little salty too, so you don't really want to have overly salted food. Now this is Montreal steak seasoning. It's got garlic, it's got salt, it's got black pepper. So you don't want to add a whole lot of this, just enough to kind of give it a little something extra. So I'm just going to add about that much, about that much. That's probably not even 1/8 of a teaspoon, like 1/2 of an 1/8 or something like that. So, but anyway, we'll toss that around. Now, this is another recipe. You can make it your own. If you wanted to add Parmesan cheese to this, you could do that, obviously. You could add paprika, chili powder, chili lime season. I mean, there's just so many different things you can add to this. We kind of like them a little plain. Do like a little flavored on them. Alright, so these are good and coated. They're coated with olive oil and the seasonings. And again, this is just 2 potatoes, 2 regular sized baking potatoes. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, and you don't have to grease your pan because this has already got olive oil on it. So I have an air fryer pan that I've just got sitting on a long baking sheet, and so the air can get around it and cook them and crisp them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these at 400 in the air fryer oven for 25 minutes. After the 25 minutes is up, I'm going to crank my air fryer oven up to 500. And then I'll let them cook for another 5 to 8 minutes. I'll check them and see how crispy they're getting. But usually 5 to 8 minutes will get it. After that 5 to 8 minutes, your edges, the skin on it will kind of start getting crinkly and crunchy. And oh, it's just so good. I mean, these are good by themselves. You don't even need any kind of dipping sauce. We do like a dipping sauce. Your kids would love this dipping sauce I'm going to make too. So let me get these in the oven, and then I'll show you the dipping sauce. And then once these get done and there's 5 to 8 minutes left, I'll show you what we're going to have with it. It's going to be so delicious, y'all. Alright, y'all. So I'm getting ready to make the special dip for the home fries that we have in the oven. It's very, very simple and so very tasty. My husband actually loves this dip. He would buy dips or whatever, for his fries and different things. And once I started making this, he's like, we don't have to buy any more. He said, just keep making that. So while the fries are actually cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put this dipping sauce together just so we can kind of marry the flavors together. Like I said, it's very easy and very simple. Duke's mayonnaise. I love my Duke's. So does my husband. But now you can use any mayonnaise that you want. You don't have to use Duke's, but I would highly suggest it. So I'm going to use you'll have extra dip left over, but it'll keep in the refrigerator. So I just make a bigger batch than what we actually need for tonight. So I'm going to start out with 4 heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise. And it's heaping. This stuff is so good, you're going to want to make extra. be good with chicken dipped in it. It'd actually be good on anything. All right. Now ketchup, I don't really measure it. I just kind of eyeball it. But truth be told, it's probably about 3 tablespoons. You want almost as much ketchup as you do mayonnaise. Not quite as much mayonnaise. Not quite as much ketchup as you would add the mayonnaise. All right. So to this, I'm going to add, y'all, this is one of my favorite seasonings. I put this on steak. I put it on shrimp, pork. It's actually Weber brand, and it's just the original. Weber's got a lot of different good flavors, but for some reason, the original is my absolute favorite. I use it on a lot of stuff. So to it, I'm actually going to add, I don't really have a measurement, but I want to be able to, let's do this. I'm going to add, I'll use the other, I'm going to add the other tablespoon on the other side. So I'm going to start out with 2 tablespoons, not loaded, not, heaping, just regular. 2 tablespoons of the Weber original seasoning. And then I'm going to use some garlic powder in this also. I'm not going to use a whole lot of garlic powder. I'm going to use about a half a teaspoon. Just a half of a regular teaspoon of garlic powder. I may add some more Weber, I don't know, some more seasoning. I'm just going to mix it up and then I can taste it then. Now if you want, you can add hot sauce to this, cayenne, you can make it your own, but this is absolutely delicious on its own. I have made this before where if I'm eating shrimp, instead of using ketchup, I'll add like cocktail sauce to it. Y'all, you gotta try it. And you can even still, if you don't have cocktail sauce, use the ketchup. It tastes just as good. I've also made this before, and I may make it one day when I do some shrimp. I'll add the mayonnaise, I'll add prepared horseradish, some cocktail sauce, some lemon juice, and then I'll add a little bit of my Weber seasoning and garlic powder. You can try that as well. It's so good. This is just kind of a simple. Let that mix really well. See that? Get down to the bottom, make sure you get all that mayonnaise. I'll put this in the refrigerator and let it sit. And then you can make this the day ahead. This keeps really well in the refrigerator. You don't have to make it day of. I just, oops, my thing came apart. You don't have to make it the day of. You can make it the day before, right before. Well, my whisk top keeps coming off. I'm stirring too hard, y'all. Alright, so I've got this stirred together. Let me see. My fingers are clean. I washed my hands before I started this. So I'm just going to... That's so good, y'all. I don't know if I can fix this or if I'm going to have to throw it away. It's one of my favorite little whisks. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the refrigerator. Get in the refrigerator, get my fries done. And then I'll show y'all what I'm going to make with it. So simple, but so delicious. Alright, so my fries are still in the oven. But I wanted to go ahead and tell you what I'm going to be making with the fries. There's nothing I love better with homemade fries or home fries than a grilled cheese sandwich, okay? But I'm going to make a hot ham and grilled cheese sandwich to go with this for dinner. Obviously, you can have fries with anything, but this sandwich is so good. It's quick, it's easy. You're not messing up a lot of dishes. So I want to go ahead and show you what I'm going to spread on top of the bread, okay? So I have 2 tablespoons of salted butter, room temperature. I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of oregano. This is just going to kick it up a little bit, give it a little bit more flavor, rather than just a regular, grilled cheese sandwich. Okay. So I'll have those in there. My butter's been at room temperature for a while, so I'm just going to mix that around. And you know, I have to tell y'all, I don't know if in the background you can hear my wind chimes we've got hanging out on the front porch or not, but that wind is just howling, y'all. I mean, it is like, they said on the news this morning that it was going to blow probably about 30 miles an hour, and trust me, I believe it is. Just blowing that pollen. I don't know, do y'all have pollen yet? Our pollen is, I don't know, we've probably had it for at least a couple of weeks now, and the pollen count is really high. We had some storms move through a couple days ago and, you know, cleared the air a little bit, but man, oh man, it's right back to where it was. And I got myself tickled earlier, if you were watching the video a few minutes ago. My whisk broke, and I tried to fix it. It's not fixable, which makes me kind of sad. I love that whisk. It's one of my favorites. It's small, and I can use it with small stuff, but oh well. It's okay. I have another one. I just love that color too. And I was actually thought to myself, well, I'll just edit that part out. You know what? It happens in your kitchen. It happens in my kitchen. Everything's not perfect. Don't sweat the small stuff, you know? Just let it go. This smells good. You smell the garlic powder. And I'm just going to spread this on the bread. Alright. It smells good. It's going to kind of make the bread taste like, I guess, garlic bread that you have with Italian dishes like spaghetti or lasagna or salad or something. Y'all, this is going to be so good. Just spread a thin layer. And the bread I'm using is, it's Pepperidge Farm. It's a whole grain, 15 grain bread. This is what my husband loves. This is a pretty substantial sandwich. I'll probably eat about half. My husband will eat a whole one. That's okay, it's supper time. Because with the fries, that's a pretty good meal, you know. We love good old home fries. Like I've said in some other videos, we don't really eat out much. I mean, my husband doesn't like to eat out. Well, you know, it doesn't matter to me, but he'd just rather have home-cooked foods. There's one side. And when I go to put it in the skillet, I put this side down and put all my stuff on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and butter the other side. Now this is my husband's sandwich. When I make my sandwich, I'm just going to use whole wheat bread. It's just the regular size whole wheat bread. Because this is the wide bread. So I don't really want that big of a sandwich with my fries. And 2 tablespoons covers about, I'm leaving a little bit in there for mine, which I won't put a whole lot on mine either. Just spread it real thin. So 2 tablespoons does about 2 sandwiches. Or maybe a sandwich and a half because my bread's a lot smaller. Alright, so that's my bread. I'll use that to put on mine. It's my bread butter. So what I'm going to add to this in the skillet is I'm going to add 2 pieces of ham, 2 pieces of cheese, and some Roma tomatoes. I'm using Roma tomatoes because this time of year, like regular beefsteak tomatoes, I got time to go off. Regular beefsteak tomatoes, and just like slicing tomatoes this time of year is just not good to me. Sorry, they're not. Roma tomatoes seem to be a little bit better, so I usually buy those in the winter time. But now, come summer, y'all, you gotta get you a garden tomato and put on this sandwich. They're so good, and I know y'all know what I mean. Garden tomatoes are the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I'm gonna cook this in the skillet. Alright, so I'm getting ready to make my hot ham and grilled cheese sandwich. So I've already got my eye on about medium high. My home fries are on the way to being done. They smell so good. So I'm going to put the butter side down. And here I'm going to build my sandwich, okay? So like I said earlier, I'm going to do 2 pieces of ham. Now this is ham, I think it's Kentucky Legend ham that I buy, and then we just slice our own, and then we freeze it, and then just get out, you know, the packages. I'll put like 8 or 10 pieces to a pack. Some of it I slice thicker to do for salads or omelets or even ham steaks for breakfast. You can do that. Anyway, so I'm going to add 2 pieces of cheese. This is just deluxe cheese, cheddar cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. It'll be a little risky when you go to flip this, but the tomatoes just get warm. Just get like really warm on the sandwich and just kind of meld in with the cheese. And then I'm going to top it with the other piece of buttered bread. Okay? Now, you can do this in a cast iron skillet, which I have before. I just happened to grab this one. I've also got a sandwich press that you can use as well. I just didn't want to get that out and dirty it up because it's supper time. And I just want to be done cooking so I can eat. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook. And I'm going to cut it down just a little between medium and medium low. Because I just want it to cook slow and get brown. And the cheese have time to melt real good and the ham heat up. And when I get ready to flip it, I will let you guys see so you can see what it looks like on the other side. Alright, y'all, so it's about time to flip it. My home fries are done. I'm getting ready to get those out of the oven. So I'm going to flip this gingerly. I kind of smashed it down a little bit. Fingers crossed that it doesn't fall apart. So I think it's crisping up and browning really well on the bottom. I've got a wide spatula here. Look at there. Hear that butter sizzling? Oh, look at that. Hear that crunch? Oh, that's going to be so good. Let's see. See that? Ooh. All right. So I'm going to let this finish cooking. I'm going to get my fries out and get them on the plate. And we'll taste test it in just a minute. Smells so good in here. All right, y'all. So supper is ready. We are hungry. My husband's waiting on his plate. But I wanted to wait and let y'all hear me or see me cut the sandwich in half. Hear that crunch? You can smell the oregano, garlic. It's not a whole lot. It's, you know, just enough to give a little bit of flavor besides it being just plain butter. Oh, look at that. And you can make this as thick as you want it, as thin as you want it. It's completely up to you. I'm going to let that cool a minute before I try it because it's really hot. But I'm going to go ahead and get me some dipping sauce. And I have a pickle to eat with it. I love pickles with my sandwiches. So I've had this in the dip in the refrigerator so it could just kind of meld together and all the flavors come together. So I'm going to try this piece because it's thick, but it also has crunchy bits around it. And it's cooled off enough where I can test it. I don't know if you can hear that crunch just from the edge. And it's soft and fluffy on the inside. See? So good, y'all. Absolutely delicious. So I can't wait any longer. I have to have a bite of the sandwich. Oh, look at the cheese oozing out of it. The tomatoes good and warm. Look at that. Wow. That is so good, y'all. Excuse me. It takes a little bit longer to do the potatoes, but it's so worth it. You gotta try these. And then my kosher pickle. It's crisp, it's cool. So good. Alright, this is our dinner for this evening. And yes, I took a bite of your sandwich, honey. He doesn't mind. I'm just giving him a hard time. But we're going to go and eat our dinner. I've got my sandwich over there waiting for me. And guys, make this. It's simple. It's quick. It's filling. It's not too much for dinner. You could even make this for lunch if you wanted to. But again, thank you so much for joining me and watching Farmhouse Cooking in the South. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting my channel. If you haven't yet, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And let me know if you would make this for your family. It's so delicious. Again, I hope y'all have a great day. Until next time, see ya.